Hello everyone, my name is Yanni. I'm a seminarian for the Diocese of Marquette, coming from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, Holy Name of Mary Parish, and I want to wish all of you a very happy Easter this morning. Obviously, for all of us, Easter is looking a little bit outside the ordinary today. For those of us who are at home having to watch the different liturgies online, or even for our priests, I think, who are having to celebrate things without a congregation, it's certainly an unusual Easter to say the least. However, with that abnormality, I think also comes a different opportunity for reflection, and I would just like to offer you some of my own this morning. This past summer, I had the opportunity to spend a lot of time in the Holy Land, including in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem. That church is built over the sites of the crucifixion, burial, and ultimately resurrection of Christ, and I even had the opportunity to spend an entire night praying and meditating on the Passion of Christ in that church. One of the things that struck me on that overnight prayer vigil was just the stillness of everything, the stillness of the tomb, the quiet. On Holy Saturday, we often reflect on the stillness of the tomb, the burial of Christ, the quietness of the earth as Christ lay dead awaiting the resurrection. But I think on Easter Sunday, we also can reflect on the stillness of the empty tomb, the stillness that had resulted after Christ had risen, and that stillness which the disciples burst into on that first Easter morning. I think for many of us at home, we can participate in a new way in that stillness because of the restrictions which we're under right now. And I think that there's definitely a lot of area for a lot of blessing in that. I know for myself personally, I really look forward to the Easter liturgies, as I think all Christians do, because there's no better feeling, I think, than walking out of Mass after the Easter Vigil and experiencing just all of that elation that comes with the singing of the Alleluia, with the beautiful liturgies after the somber disciplines of Lent. Hopefully we'll be able to experience even that in some way, thanks to the gifts that we have with modern technology. But it's definitely going to be different, and I think that as we're at home, as we're praying through the liturgy, we can experience with the disciples the quiet of that first Easter morning in a new way, as we celebrate the resurrection of Christ and the emptiness of the tomb. Secondly, I think that it's also good to reflect on the fact that in the resurrection, Christ achieved the victory for all of us. And what I mean by that is that the victory is already won. This isn't something that we have to worry about whether it'll pan out well, whether it won't. Obviously, we have to keep fighting the good fight in a sense and working to keep the faith and to stay strong ourselves through the grace of Christ. But ultimately, the final victory has already been won for us. And I think especially in times of difficulty like we're living in right now, I think that is good to remember. That despite the hardships, because there will be hardships, just take a look at the scriptures, at what Christ says. He never says that we're not going to experience hardships or any difficulties throughout our life. But despite of that, the victory is won. And our joy as Christians doesn't come from anything external. While we do certainly enjoy the beauty of this world, the beauty of the liturgies the Church has given us, our ultimate joy comes from Christ and the fact that He has saved us precisely by His death and resurrection. So I think on this Easter Sunday, as unusual as it is, we also have the opportunity to remember how fundamentally nothing has actually changed, and to really draw closer to the Lord in His victory, being thankful as always for what He has done for us, for giving us life, for saving us from the sins of this world, and appreciating in a new way that victory that He achieved for us, which gives us the hope of everlasting life in the next life to come.